Good morning. It's Nicole coming through with another word from God. I'm going to start off by just getting right on into it and reading. It's coming from Daniel chapter 3, verse 8 through 18. It says, "Wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spoke and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worship, that he should be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spoke unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the hornet, the sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy God, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up." Jesus. So I do have another verse in Isaiah, some verses in Isaiah that I'm going to have to read to you all. But I'm going to start out by saying, well, what I have just read. I feel like the enemy is trying to cause you to lose your mind, to bow down, to faint, to feel like discouragement, like your situation is never going to change. But I'm here today to let you know that God is able and he will do what he said to you that he would. You know, it's not going to come according to your timing and how you feel that something should be done, you know, or you feel that something should be done quickly, shall I say. Just because your problems are picking up and pressure is picking up, you know, don't find yourself feeling like God has blocked you out or God is not going to come through just because he does not come when you call. But I guarantee that he will come on time. He always does. I can't think of a time in my life where I felt pressure and where I felt the need to see his hand move. And I didn't find myself getting upset because it didn't happen when I thought. And most of the time it was because the area I was in or the thing that I was doing at that time, that season was up and I couldn't get past it. I still was trying to do a new thing and with something old, and you know, it was done for. And I couldn't understand. I couldn't comprehend, you know, at that time that God was moving me forward. So whatever it is in your life that the enemy is also trying to bring accusation in, it could be on your job, it could be in your bills, it could be child support, whatever it is, hand it over to God and leave it there because he is able to keep you. I feel like the enemy is trying to find something within you to cause you to sin against God with your mouth and with the things that you say. I feel like you need to just be quiet and just rest in the peace of the Lord and stay calm. Do not allow your situation to cause you to be out of control. God is calling for us to be calm and to be at peace. And anything that is fighting against that, you need to get away from it. It's time to pull away. We are ready. We have been waiting. We have been fighting for far too long to get there and to be close. And because we can't be quiet, or because we can't get our emotions under control, we are being delayed. That's not the plan that God has for us. God wants us to be able to elevate. This is the season for that. This is the time for that. So just be calm and be at peace. Do not lose your temper. Do not, God's bringing it back up to me again. What I just read to you. They wanted to have it known. Where is it at? They said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter, which means that they knew that the fire was up. They knew that what they was facing was bigger and was stronger than them, but they also knew that the God that they serve would be with them. And they made up their minds that even if he did not show up in their situation, they were okay with it, because they know that God knows what's best. They know that God is in control of their lives. And if he decides that, it's time for them to go, they were okay with it. And that's how we have to be today. We have to be at peace. We have to be calm, and we have to know that no matter what God chooses, the end is still going to be great. The victory is still going to be great. No matter what you are facing, believe everyone else around you doubts that your situation and that your matter can change. God is able. He does not lie like we do. He is faithful to do everything that he said he would. And you have to stand on it and believe it and be calm and at peace. You stirring up and getting angry and upset and almost, some of you all are the enemy is causing fear to overtake you. But you are an overcomer. You can do this here. You can hold on and you can be patient and you can wait and you can trust, God, when he says that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Again, he said no weapon formed, which is telling you that he didn't say that it would not form, but he did tell you that it would not prosper. So these things that are coming up against you, they can't stand. The only thing that the enemy is attempting to do is to cause you to be so afraid that you lose your mind, or that you go crazy, or that you throw in the towel, you faint. That is what the enemy is trying to cause you to do, because really we are to a point now, we are closer than we have ever been. We've never been this close before to walking into the things that the Lord has for us to reap. And so the other verses that I was talking to you about is Isaiah 52, 12 through 17. God says, even I am he that comforteth you. Who art thou that thou shouldest be afraid of man that shall die, and of the Son of Man which shall be made grass, and forgettest the Lord thy maker, that have stretched forth the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth, and has feared continually every day because of the fury of the oppressor, as if he were ready to destroy. And where is the fury of the oppressor? The captive exile hasten, that he may be loose, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail. But I am the Lord thy God, that divided the sea, whose waves roared. The Lord of hosts is his name. And I have put my words in thy mouth, and I have covered thee in the shadow of mine hand, that I may plant the heavens and lay the foundations of earth, and say unto Zion, thou art my people. Awake, awake, stand, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of the Lord the cup of his fury. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling, and wrung them out. So God is telling you that no matter what your situation looks like, and no matter what you are facing, he is there, and he is able to keep you. There is no weapon formed against you that shall prosper. And best believe that every tongue that rises against you, he shall condemn. God's love is greater than anything that man could ever offer. And yes, these bills might be forming against you and trying to cause you to feel pressure to where you can't stand. But hold on and remain calm and be in peace and trust God that this matter shall be handled. There is nothing that is too hard for him. He will keep you, but we have to learn how to be patient as the process continues to come in place. All the time we don't understand. And I wanted to talk to you all today about my testimony, let you all know what God did for me. I often found myself being stuck. I have been in my lifetime to probably moving around to 4 to 5 different places. And I kept wondering, Lord, why is it that every time I move in this place and things will start off, they would be good. I'm able to pay my bills. I'm able to keep food on the table for my family. And then the next thing I know, everything is going crazy and everything is falling apart, and I'm evicted again. Or, I even, the last situation I was in, the lady from the office came to my house and she told me, she said, we have to put you all out. We know that you paid the rent. We're going to give you 30 days, to find you somewhere to go. And after that, you have to go, because they were making the apartment complex into Section 8. And they said that we couldn't live there anymore. We had to go. So I was like, God, again? This has happened to me again? I'm like, what is going on? And I couldn't see that what God had for me was greater than anything that I could ask or think. And I kept trying to settle or either stay in the place that he didn't call me to anymore. I had to go, and I couldn't understand that. So I'm going to take you all for a walk so that you could see what God has done for me. I've came a long way. Me and my family, after being homeless, I'm hoping that the service still stays. But this behind me, this is the work of the Lord. This is to show you that God is able to do exceedingly above anything that you can ask or think. Do you see that? Ain't like this for me. You can see past where I was living. I've been in hotels. There is nothing that you're going through now that you can tell me that I don't have a story for. I've been there. Look at my backyard, y'all. When I tell you God is able, you better believe it. When I tell you, bigger than anything I've ever lived in my life. It might look like it's taking forever for your situation to change and for things to fall in. but I am a witness. He can move. He can do it. He is able. I had nowhere to go. I have been living amongst family, and I still couldn't understand. Lord, everywhere I go, I thought I was cursed. every every house I visited, friends, I don't care who it was. They all just, it's like their hearts just turned against me. And I couldn't see, past God saying, I didn't call you to this here. I didn't, you are the head, you're not the tail, you are the lender and not the ball. I couldn't grasp it. And everywhere I went, it's like I was cursed. Everything I touched, that was beneath what God had ordered my steps for, it's like it just disintegrated right in front of my face. It was nothing I could do. My family, even, people are still leaving me today, and I'm just like, whatever. I'm here for the long haul. I'm going to stand. I'm going to wait while God continues to get my things in order, because Lord knows I need him. Everything for my children, just everything. I can't do it alone. I just mess it up. And that's another thing, you all. A lot of us, as to why things aren't moving in our lives, is because we can't see past to what God is calling us to see. We can only see how we feel that the situation can be handled. And God's thoughts are higher than your thoughts, and his ways are higher than your ways. So anything that his hand has ordered and spoken over your life is going to be greater than the way you see it, or than the way that you think that it should be ordered to be. There has been situations in my life to where I actually thought that I figured out what God wanted me to do. But when I jumped in it to do it, because I was the type of person, I always felt like I had to be in the center of it all. If my hands were not in it, then it wasn't going to be right. Or if I didn't know what God needed for me to do, it's like I would actually sit in my room and try to have a one-on-one conversation, like, let me know, let me see, let me envision it, tell me, what's going on, so I could see what I could do to help out in the matter. I couldn't see that he didn't need me. He didn't need my help. And I couldn't grasp that because I felt like I had to be in it. And it took me to get to my lowest point in my life to where I could finally wake up and see who was in control. What happened to the camera? What in the world? What happened with the camera? Hope you could see me now. But it took me to fall down to my lowest point in life to be able to understand who was running the show. But the Lord also wants you all to know, it's coming from Isaiah 52 again, verse 23. But what's leading up to that point is he's saying, you have drunken, the hand of God's wrath. You have been in predicaments to where everything in your life has fallen. God is finally getting ready to lift you up so that you will be able to move forward in life. And you will be able to walk into the things that he has ordered your footsteps to walk into without, how to say this? I'm just going to say without being stopped, because you're going to know what the tactics that the enemy is trying to pull over you and the things that the enemy is doing to cause your footsteps to slip. But he wants you to know that every affliction that the enemy has afflicted to you, he is going to take that and put it in the hand of your enemies, which means that they are going to be going through the things that they have prayed over you to experience, or that they have spoken over your life for you to experience. He says in on verse 23, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. These bills, this sickness, everything that is trying to rise up against you in your household, spiritually, physically, mentally, hand it over to God and leave it. Do not bow down. Do not bend. Don't stop pressing forward. Don't stop doing whatever it is that God has inquired of you to do, required of you to do. Just keep doing it. You all are moving in the right direction. Signs all around you is letting you know that, you're getting closer than you ever been, because the enemy is seeing fit to pick it up a step. And he's trying to bring back fear to cause you to stop, to faint. But we both know we have fought far too long to get here to stop now. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all have a blessed day. Bye.